I'm reminded of a small story, I'll share it with you, which I heard from a yogi in India. It goes something like this, that there was a king who bought a wild horse. He bought a very beautiful horse, but the horse was so wild that whosoever came close to that horse, the horse kicked that person away or attacked that person. It just did not come in control of anybody. But the horse was so beautiful, king wanted to ride that horse. He could not take his eyes off the horse, and he wanted to someday ride this horse. So he announced a contest. He said, I'll give as much money as the person wants. Whosoever comes and tames this horse, makes this horse rideable, so that I can have at least one ride on that horse, I'm willing to give my entire kingdom, whatever possible, for this. Naturally, many people came. They did whatever they could, and some of them got killed in the process because the horse was wild. It was just uncontrollable, unbelievably aggressive at the same time. And this contest kept on running until the king lost almost his hope, because there was no sign of anyone who could come and who could make this horse in the way, a rideable horse that the king wanted. But he left the contest open because there was no other way. And one day a meditator came. He said, okay, you give me the horse, I will tame the horse. And that person, that meditator, did not look like a professional horse rider or a professional person who would be really taming the horses. But the king had no choice. He said, okay, you take the horse, and I just hope that you are safe when you would be taming this horse. The meditator said, give me this horse on one condition, that I can keep this horse as long as I want. I will take this horse with me, and I will only return it to you when it's tamed. In between, you will never ask about my whereabouts, where I am, about the horse. If I'm dead, if the horse is dead, you have to let that go. King said, yes, okay, let's do that. So the horse was left wild open. The meditator went along with the horse. Months passed by, years passed by, no sign, until one day this meditator came very nicely riding on the horse. The horse was completely saddled. It had everything in order. He was walking like never before. It's such a march that you could see from a distance what a glorious horse it was. So the king offered him the prize. He said, you can have whatever you want for this horse, but also tell me, how did you tame this horse? When everybody else failed, when people tried whatever they can by force, by giving the horse whatever food it wanted, nothing worked. How did you manage to tame this wild horse? He said, I did nothing. I just was with the horse this entire time. When the horse ran into the wild, I ran along with the horse. When the horse got tired, wanted to drink water, I went along, also drank water with the horse. When the horse was eating the grass, I also went close to the horse and started eating the grass. I did exactly what the horse was doing without touching the horse for years. And in all this time, the horse started thinking that I'm also another horse who is just going along with this horse. And now by this time, we became somewhat of friends, where he knew that my presence was not disturbing him, and his presence was not disturbing me. So one day, I put my hand on the horse. The horse felt, oh, there was something different today. up till now, this person was not even saying anything, touching me, and suddenly I feel something on my back, but it's not too much, it's just his hand. So the horse did not react. The horse let the person, let the meditator just keep the hand on the horse. He said, for months I just only touched the horse with one hand. Then after a few more months, I just threw the saddle on his back without doing anything, without tying the saddle. The horse threw the saddle sometimes, but he let the saddle sometimes on his back. And so on, step by step, I came closer to the horse. I tied the saddle to the horse. I sat on the horse. I slowly, very gently, over the years, I taught the horse how to walk, how to have the rider on his back, one by one, over a long period of time, to this point that now I can ride this horse. Why am I telling you this long story? Our mind is also like that wild horse, and it takes time. It takes time to be friends with the mind, to be able to touch your mind and to be able to ride your mind. If you immediately want to control it, if you immediately want to get into a battle with it, you will lose. So give it time. What you could do if you have the state number 1 of the mind, which is the completely disturbed state, the only thing you could do is observe it. Just observe it. Do nothing. Don't touch it. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to struggle with it. Just observe it. The power of observing your mind is also very, very significant. When you just observe the mind, when the mind is doing its own thing, when it's going wherever, don't judge it. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to say, what a crazy mind I have. Just let it be. But observe it. Observe it as much as you can. Just observe as long as you want. During your day, whenever you get time, just observe. Close your eyes, how your mind is. When you sit down for your meditation practice, just observe how your mind is. Just observe. When you feel that you don't have this, or when you have this first state of mind, you simply observe. No technique, no mantra, no focusing on the breath, nothing. Just observe the mind. If you feel that you have the mind in second stage, or this another stage which is dull, which is tired, when you are completely exhausted, give yourself rest. Give yourself rest. Sleep. Do something to give yourself rest. Don't try to execute any technique, any training on the mind, because when you are tired, when you start to even do some techniques, you will fall asleep. The moment you give yourself time, you will fall asleep. So when you find yourself, when you find your mind in this stage that you are tired, give yourself rest. Do nothing, just give yourself rest. That's the way to deal with the mind which is tired, which needs rest. Very straightforward, no rocket science there. When you do these two things, observe your mind, give it rest, it takes you naturally to the third stage, where you can focus on, sometimes you can focus, sometimes it's not really possible to focus. It's okay, the distracted mind, but you can still work with it, where you can at times focus and at times not. When you feel that your mind is in this third stage, observe something. Observe your breath. This is the time when you start training your mind to be focused over a longer period of time. In this stage, you can observe your breath. In this stage, you can observe an external object if you want. When you're meditating, it's very easy to just close your eyes and observe your breath. When you feel, you know that your mind is in a state where it can focus for some time. It can get distracted by the noises outside, it's fine, but you can always bring it back. In that state, observe your breath. If that works for you, if you find it okay to observe your breath, if you want to observe something else, you can even open your eyes and observe a particular object. When you do that, when that awareness, when that focus is happening over a longer period of time, you move naturally to the fourth stage, where you will feel that now your mind is calm, is more one-pointed. When your mind is more calm, one-pointed, you can use it to explore anything. And in the meditation today, if you feel that there comes a moment where your mind is calm and one-pointed, I would like you to focus at the center in between your eyebrows, at the third eye center. Why? Because the more you focus on this center, the more your awareness becomes, the ability of awareness becomes stronger, your consciousness starts expanding. It has that natural pull to hold your awareness at your third eye center. And if you feel that you have done that long enough and you have focused enough on your third eye center, then the fifth stage, where you just let your mind not focus but be aware of everything and nothing in particular. I will not guide you through this because each one of us has a different state, what's going on in our mind. You're free to observe how your mind is and respond with these tools and these methods that I've given you. The first, if you feel that it's completely disturbed, when you close your eyes, it's going wherever, just observe. If you feel that you are now falling asleep or tired, just rest. You will come out of that as well. And when you have come out of both of these, start observing your breath. When you have done that enough, when you feel now you're calm, your mind is focused, take your awareness to your third eye center. And once you have held it long enough over there, once you feel even more one-pointed, then let it go. Have the awareness of the entire space, nothing in particular. At any point, if you lose track of what you're doing, if things are not happening for you, don't worry, just relax and start all over again if you like. Again, observe where you are in your mind and respond accordingly.